the ultimate goal is to enjoy it, because I don't necessarily have a goal to run more marathons. So if this is the only marathon I run, I would like to remember it fun. Hot. I live in Scottsdale, Arizona, so training has been very hot. And then for a month to get out of the heat, I went to Telluride, Colorado, and then I was at altitude. So I feel like I've really punished myself in the training process, but it's felt a little bit better here at the end, as it's like slightly cooled off here, and I've done a couple other runs in different cities, so it's been a little bit better. But it's been I almost didn't want to train at all in the first place. I thought, I'll just wing it, and so I definitely have some level of wing it to me. But I've stayed with I've stuck with the training schedule that includes like the big long runs. So at the beginning, it's like, the first week is 5, then 6, then 7, then 8, then 9, then 10, 11, 12. And then after that, it starts going every other week. You do a long one. And then the in-between weeks are a few medium length ones. So I've stuck with that, but I have trained. So I'm doing it with my sister and then another really good friend. And they have both trained like 100 more miles than I have in training. So I'm a little down, but that's okay. I still feel pretty ready. I mean, normally it would be things like CrossFit style, HIIT training, circuits, some lifting. So I got that lesson. It was before my 18-mile run a few weeks back, maybe a month ago. I did some like posterior, like deadlift, kind of like hamstring strength stuff, and then ran 18 miles a few days later, 2 or 3 days later, and I was still kind of sore. And it was, I think, at my watch, like I have a Garmin watch, and it's telling me everything I need to know, and it tells me I peaked at 109 degrees, like ambient. So I'm like, oh my God. So that was a really good lesson to back down from the strength. So since I backed down from the strength, I've been doing more stretching, rehab, yoga, just running, and then varying the pace of the running. I also wasn't aware that I was supposed to run kind of easier for some runs. I thought every run was to try and prove how much faster I could go. So yeah, probably made some training mistakes. Not really. I think that, to be honest, that much running will take away your lean muscle mass. So doing strength training is important to keep up your lean muscle mass, so you don't kind of get, what do they call that? Skinny fat. So that's not the goal. So you're going to lose some, I'm sure I'll lose some muscle in the process, but it's just for a different goal, and it's a different phase, and it'll make strength training fun again, because I can back down the weights and make it hard again at the lower weight and build back up. So it's okay, but I haven't really seen much difference in my body. I've always taken training really seriously. So I probably have a little less upper body kind of muscle mass than I did before. Well, I mean, I think that my competitive nature makes me want to do well, but I don't think anyone has put any kind of, a goal on my shoulders that I need to do. For me, it's like, I'd love to run under 4 hours, which means I need to run about a 9-minute pace. And after doing 16, 18, 20-mile runs, that it's going to be hard. I think it would basically be that, what's going to happen is that the energy of the crowd will carry you, and that you'll be really efficient in your transitions with getting water and taking your little UCAN, goos and all that stuff. So hopefully it goes really smooth and we can do it. If not, you know what? The ultimate goal is to enjoy it, because I don't necessarily have a goal to run more marathons. So if this is the only marathon I run, I would like to remember it fun. Remember that it was a good time, and I did it with my sister and my friend, and we had fun. I did not qualify. For those out there, definitely didn't qualify. I think it's like a 3:30-ish pace, 3:30 some pace to qualify. So we were able to get in through a foundation. And so one of my friends that's running it, she works with this foundation every year for different events. And so she knew that they had bibs, or they had, the ability to give out bibs to people if they raise money for charity. So we just had to raise the money for charity, which we've kind of far exceeded what we were supposed to raise for them, which is great because the Light Foundation, I want them to have it. And, Matt Light was a football player. And so, he has sports in his background, and him and his wife, Susie, have this foundation that really trying to get kids out and teach them about accountability and leadership and all those kinds of values through physical activity and getting outside and doing things. And so I think that's amazing. I mean, I just believe in that so much. I love that we're getting kids activity and getting them outside. So I love the goals that the foundation has. So it's an incredible foundation to run for. And it makes me, every time I talk about or post about the marathon that I'm running, I always include the Light Foundation. And then I remind people they can go to my bio and my Instagram account to donate to the fund. And it's all for, it's multi-level meaning.